we're back with part 3, and now we're really going to get into some examples here and seeing how all 5 of these different sound changes affect different words in different sentences. So I've tried to coordinate it by color here. Just as a reminder, if we go back, we see that, again, green is that vowel-vowel linking, the blue is the consonant-vowel linking, the yellow changing of the sound when those two consonants meet, pink is that repeated sounds that link together, and then the very pale light blue is the deletion of one consonant, specifically those ones there. So let's take an example 1 here. And what do we see? Well, 2 things are happening. We have this example of the d and the y becoming a j. So we have, again, could you. And then here we have ick. So the e on please and the ick on explain. Again, I remind you, don't be confused by the spelling. We're focusing on the sounds there. So with the e and the ick, it sounds like eek. Please explain. Please explain. You may notice there's actually ezic. There's an S that comes in the middle there, and we'll talk about that in the future when you actually add sounds into the place between other sounds. So again, how does this sound? Could you please explain your symptoms? Could you please explain your symptoms? You try that. Okay, so we see again those 2 different processes. In number 2 there, we have a consonant sound moving to the next word. So what does that sound like? I'm experiencing. So it's not a complete separation from the first word. I like to call it again this idea of the bridge. So it's pushed onto the second while still remaining attached to the first. I'm experiencing some discomfort. You try that. In number 3, we have a very interesting example here. And actually, I just need to switch my color there. Looks like we'll change it back to blue. So we have a double consonant movement. So what happens? Well, we have the word that, and then we have all, and we have of. But we don't say it like that, all, of. We have some pushing of the consonant sounds. So what happens, it sounds like, is that tall of? Tall of. Again, when it's slow, it sounds unusual, but you speed it up and you see that pattern. Is that all of your symptoms? Is that all of your symptoms? What do you notice? Well, it sounds like we have a new word here. It looks like love. It's not. It's, again, those small determiners, prepositions, different words that are combining together, readjusting those word boundaries. So try this with me here. Is that all of your symptoms? Is that all of your symptoms? And one more time. Is that all of the symptoms you have? Is that all of the symptoms you have? Your turn. Okay, let's do one more here. In this example number 4, we have a double sound. So again, that now we, and we have an ER. So this is an E and this is an A, but it has the R sound. So it sounds nice and smooth together. Now we are. Now we are. Now we are going to discuss your results. Notice here we have a deletion of the G. We just hear the T. So one more time. Now we are going to discuss your results. You try that. Okay, so in those 4 examples, we see quite a variety of different sound changes. In the next video, we'll continue with the next 4 examples.